Law 16. The law of aggression. See the hostility behind the friendly facade. Men are not gentle, friendly creatures wishing for love, who simply defend themselves if attacked. A powerful desire for aggression has to be reckoned was part of their endowment. Sigmund Freud. On the surface, people around you appear polite and civil, but underneath the mask, we all have an aggressive side in our DNA. People have acted violently and aggressively in the past and present, but we dislike to think of ourselves as someone who can act in that same manner. Human nature is deeply misunderstood in this way. Our species is wired for aggression, and it is latent in every human. Aggression can be used for good, however, it can also lead to antisocial behavior and violence. Despite some individuals clearly being more aggressive than others, we are all capable of slipping towards the negative side of aggression. Human aggression is a continuum, and we all exist somewhere on the spectrum. The source of human aggression. Human aggression stems from an underlying insecurity as opposed to simply an impulse to hurt or take from others. Only humans are able to grasp their own mortality. At any moment, we could lose our jobs or be separated from our partners, which can make us feel frustrated and helpless. People who are chronically aggressive, on the other hand, are more likely to feel the helplessness and frustration we might feel on occasion. These individuals experience chronic insecurity and fragility and work incredibly hard to hide this by overpowering and controlling others. If you are around a chronic aggressor, you must understand this behavior is stemming from an underlying insecurity, a deep wound, which almost always comes from early childhood. We also have to realize that aggressors see others as objects to control. 2 myths to dispel. The first myth says that humans used to live in harmony with nature and with each other. But anthropologists have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that pre-civilization warfare was every bit as murderous and brutal as anything we are experiencing today. There was little peace between us. The second myth claims that human beings may have by and large been violent and aggressive in the past, but we have evolved since then to become more compassionate, enlightened, and led by our better angels. Still, the signs of human aggression persist as they did in the past. Present-day warfare, genocide, and degradation of the environment paint a different picture from this myth. Redirect your aggressive energy. There are usually 3 main ways in which aggressive energy is expended. 1, you can channel this energy into your work, controlled aggression. 2, you can channel it towards others through your behavior, passive aggression. Or 3, it can be turned inward in the form of self-loathing, which directs our anger and aggression at our own shortcomings. How do you usually handle this energy? Observe how you respond to frustration and uncertainty as a way to judge yourself. Are you prone to lash out, become angry, and do things that you later regret? Or do you internalize the anger and grow depressed? Passive aggression, its strategies and how to counter them. Our default setting is to avoid direct confrontations and appear sociable and polite. However, it is not always possible to get what we want without making an effort to assert ourselves. This is called passive aggression. While passive aggression is sometimes necessary in order to not be walked over by others, some people have a chronic passive aggression problem. Here are some strategies that passive aggressors often use. The subtle superiority strategy. The person who always comes late provides an excuse and an insincere apology. The sympathy strategy. The person who plays the victim, but in reality loves the drama, the pain, and the attention. The insinuating doubt strategy. Someone, maybe even a friend, who makes an offhand remark that makes you question yourself and your abilities. You did quite well on the project for someone at your level. Was he or she subtly insulting me, you may be asking yourself? A key point of this strategy is to make you feel bad such that you find yourself thinking about it for days afterward. Their goal is to bring down your self-esteem. The most common reason for their actions is envy. It is best to show that their insinuations have no impact on you. Their goal is to get a reaction from you, and you will not give it to them. The blame shifter strategy. The person who is confronted and immediately begins shifting responsibility and blame back to the person who is irritated. They grow silent when you confront them, wearing a hurt or disappointed look, while their tone of voice subtly conveys a sense of disbelief that they did anything wrong. It leaves you feeling as if you may have overreacted, and now you feel guilty. The intention is to cover up the unpleasant behavior, deflect criticism, and make people refrain from calling them out on their mistakes in the future. This tactic can be countered if you remain objective and unaffected by their blame shifting. The passive tyrant strategy. The person who is impossible to please. Usually powerful people use this strategy towards their underlings, but it can be applied by individuals in relationships as well. Strategizing against these types is very difficult because they are usually your superiors and possess real power over you. There's really only one counter: quitting and recovering. Controlled aggression. Your aggression should not be repressed or turned inward. Channel this energy towards real problems that you can solve and towards your ambitions to get what you want.